and greet with this dude who we have both canceled on each other multiple times. We go to like a local little bar thing, and you know, he orders 2 drinks, I order 1. He's like, let's go eat. I'm like, sounds great, like cool, we'll go eat. I asked for the checks and he's like, yeah, the checks. And I'm like, okay. He proceeds to pay with his bill in cash and I pay mine, you know, with my card. We walk out and this man, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, no, not for me. The fuck I look like? You got me fucked up. This man then proceeds to call me on my way home as I'm complaining to my homegirl about what a fucking horrible idea this was. And he's like, what was it? And I was like, bro, you know, it's the checks things. And he's like, well, I don't owe you anything. And like, this is not how I wanted to meet. Excuse me?
State Master, and we're back Sunday night. We're going to talk about dating games. For you guys still out here trying your luck. Well, not even say trying your luck. I would say this is for the guys who actually, you know, you're in a good place. You have the liberty to kind of move around. But this is only for those type of guys that can move around. You spend a few, dollars here. It doesn't hurt. Boom. On the front of this video, you're going to notice a young woman playing this dating game. What women tend to do, and what they have been doing for a good bit of time now, what they do is they screen the men that they date that they really don't know or they don't have a high interest in. They're looking to see what's more to that person, because they can make a accurate prejudgment. So the dating games you're going to see a lot of these women play is they pick up the bill technique or strategy. What she does with this is basically gauge how eager you are to say, no, I pay for all the bills. Or what's the famous line I hear a lot? If a woman's with me, she don't touch a bill or a door. Some shit like that. So women play these games to see how financially stable you are, 2, how fast or quickly you take leadership and control over, whatever situation, and 3, just to see if you are going to make her come out of pocket and spend some money. Because in her eyes, the date is all about her. It's not about you. She can care less what you want to do. Yes, it's a mutual, investment, but she wants you to foot the bill. Now, people have their own hangups with this situation, because one would ask, well, if I don't know her and we're just getting to know her, I want to split the bill. As a man, that's not the way to go, because from the onset, you pretty much would have led with your intention as to why you're looking to be engaged with her or interested in the first place. If you can't articulate why you're interested in a woman, she's going to know you're full of shit and that you're going to do and say anything to get the box. And she's going to treat you like a trick. Now, let's say if the interest was very high on her end, she wouldn't mind covering the bill. She would have made a joke, or she wouldn't have spoken about it at all. When a woman is into you, she's going to show this without any kind of doubt. She's going to be present. She's going to be consistent. And she doesn't mind spending any bread on you. The moment you find yourself in a situation where every time you see a chick, you got to spend money, get your ass out of there. You're a trick to her. You're one of the many Johns in her phone that she can call up when she's bored and looking for entertainment, or looking for some stronger levels of commitment. Because women have these guys on strings, but they really can't pay what they weigh because she hasn't given them access. So this is her way. When she dates, she's pretty much seeing who she needs to pull in closer, who has the most resources, who is the most interested in her, so she can see how she needs to work that move. Now, again, if she's into you, she's not going to mind spending any kind of money on you, because she's genuinely interested in you and not what you can do for her. Now, another caveat to that is, in a lot of cases, she's going to play your game the way you want to play it. A date may not even be required. In this dating market, you have guys that have to go on dates. They have to be chivalrous. They have to They have to show the best presentation. And then you have other guys who just simply have to exist, and they get the best out of her. They get the best femininity, they get the most submission because they're her sexual imprint. This is the type that gets her going. This is the type of man she really truly desires, but it could be some other things that's not present, and she may just keep it on a sexual, physical level. She may keep it at a certain distance until she cannot keep her emotions intact, in check. Now, let's look at this also. When you find yourself on these dates, the only time this date should last any longer than an hour is if the conversation is flowing, the chemistry, you notice the chemistry off the bat. If you're on these dates and it's long and dry and drawn out and you're waiting for it to end, do not wait for these dates to end if you know it is not a match. Because what you can sense on or feel on social media, your dating apps, it may not translate over into real life. So I've been in situations to where the date was going south, no chemistry, no energy, and we called it a night, or I called it a night. I'm getting tired. I got some work to do. I catch up with you. I enjoyed seeing you tonight. Holler at me, etc., etc. Not giving any excuses, not giving too many details or trying to smooth things over. A woman know if she went on a bullshit date. So when these women tend to, go on these dates again, they're looking to see who's the best candidate, who's the most suitable for her needs at this very moment, who can do something for me right now if I needed them to. This is her purpose of dating. She's not dating because in her mind, she draws up and makes up the persona and the type of guy that she wants in her own mind. She's already fantasized about how she wants this guy to be, so she doesn't really need to date you to get to know you. She's dating to see how much leverage and how much control she will have in the relationship in the event it took place or she agreed to the relationship. You follow me? These dating games, another dating game I want you to take heed to is I don't go to these type of restaurants. I did a video a while back talking about the type of restaurants women have to verbalize that they do not attend or they do not patronize. Again, those restaurants are these restaurants, they do not go only when someone on someone else's dime. But if she was at her parents' house, she was at her friend's house, girl, I'm about to order some Applebee's. You want some? Yeah, girl, give me some mozzarella sticks. They would happily eat those mozzarella sticks in an Applebee's in private. But so she only vocalizes this when the date, because she has to show her competition and her dugout what type of competition they have, so they would step their game up. Anytime a woman is going on a date, she's going to show where she went, what she wore, and what she ate. What this does is it categorizes the men that take interest or that have taken or shown interest in her. So when you see the Flemings, when you see the Cajun Steamers, when you see the Perrys, the Shulas, the Ruth Chris in her story, because again, they want to show it on her story. Sometimes they'll show it on the timeline, but when you consistently see these type of restaurants in the story, what she's doing is basically trying to program the men subconsciously to say, if you're not on the level to take me to these type of places, then you have no shot. They're going to only show you the Ruth Chris, the East West, and the, Perry's. They're not going to show you eating the Arby's late night after they just got digged down by Dirty Dick Rodney. They're not going to show you the Wendy's 4 for $4 that she just picked up on the way home from, stopping by Rodney's house or stopping by Tony or Chad's house. They're not going to show that. But they're going to show the steaks. They're going to show the scallops. Again, this is to weed out a certain man at a certain economic level. They do that to weed you guys out. The other strategy is only showing me. They never show They make the date inconspicuous. They make it seem as if they're on the date by themselves, or they make it seem as if they're going to these lavish places by themselves, and they're not. There is always a sponsor in the tuck. Women have gotten great in 2021. A woman has 6.8 out of 10 times a woman has a sponsor, and they have gotten great at hiding them. These women have sponsors, fellas. Again, you got to ask, well, she doing all of this, she doing all of that. And, don't pocket watch or pocketbook watch, but just pay attention. Because if a woman is living a certain life on her own, then the standards pretty much set themselves. She's not even in company to meet a man or deal with a man who's not on the level that she's in or on. If that makes sense. I wouldn't be in the vicinity to date undesirables if I'm at a certain level. You won't see Kelly Rowland a lot of cases. You won't see these high level or beautiful, attractive women in the slums. You'll see them. They may get caught sneaking, but this is not a place they're going to frequent publicly. So these are just a few games and a few strategies that these women do to keep a certain demographic of men shooting their shot, or to keep a certain demographic of men away from shooting their shot. She's going to, make sure you pay the bill. She's going to make sure that you can do what she wants financially, or you can do what she needs you to do financially. And she's going to make you know, or let it be known, that she has viable options. That's what she's ultimately about, because what that does in her mind, the competition breeds a more competitive spirit, and it makes a guy go the extra mile, because we have this competition factor that we don't want to be outdone. So let me know what you guys think on this video. I may do a part 2, get a little bit more detail. Like, comment, subscribe. It's a Date Master.